Welcome back to the freaking channel, friends. We're in Grand Teton, Wyoming. How cool is this? Literally the Grand Tetons behind us. Gonna be doing a little walk around on the girlfriend's truck. She's got a pretty sweet rig. It's a little bit newer than mine, as you can probably tell. New Tacoma, 3rd gen, with a camper shell and a build out that I think you guys are going to appreciate. So I wanted to start with the outside. This is a 2023 Toyota Tacoma. It's got the 4 doors with the 6-foot bed, 4-wheel drive, all the good things. And this is I guess you would call this a cab height topper. So it's flush across the whole thing. Whereas opposed to mine, it's either a mid or probably more like a high-rise topper. So without further ado, let's freaking open this. Some of you might be like, wow, this looks pretty familiar, and it should for a good reason. This build out is actually replicating the one that I have in my 1st gen Tacoma. So she took basically the same idea. You know, you've got the counter, the removable double bed, and the drawer with the floor and the headboard, which you can't see, but made it her own and turned it into one that would fit a 3rd gen Tacoma. So obviously the beds on these are a lot taller. Like mine, it's probably only about that tall, whereas this one you get an extra few inches. You've got the big kitchen pullout, so you've got the full drawer with stove, pots, pans, coffee stuff, mugs, seasonings, all the things. Very useful. Also, I like that she used basically all, I think it's half inch, right? Half inch plywood. So I think that it lightens everything up a little bit, and it's not quite as, I don't know, blocky, if you will. This is kind of the thing that's coming to mind. So definitely appreciate it. Also, her drawer, I can pull it out with one finger. I don't know what she did, but it slides way better. So pretty functional. Same deal. It's got the full cubby space, good for fishing rods. This side's even a little bit taller because of the bed, which I really love. Some pros and cons. So she's got the slider windows on the camper shell, which are pretty nice, but I'm going to say a con is they don't slide from the cab side, they slide from back here. So if your head, if you're sleeping up top, then it's not quite as breezy as I guess I would like it. Pro would be it came insulated. Didn't have to do what I had to do, which was add the Reflectix and take a million different pieces to insulate and carpet the inside of the shell. So that's pretty nice. I guess a con would be, I don't think I love the cab height shell. I think it's a little too cramped in here. You kind of got to do this number to drink out of your water bottle. It's just a challenge for a few different reasons, but I think she did a really good job making the woodwork happen, and then just building it out for the 3rd gen Tacoma. I think it's nice to see the build out works in all different types. So as you guys keep building, please keep sending me photos of your rigs. I love to see them replicated. I'd love to see the different modifications that you guys come up with to make it your own. I'd like to introduce you guys to the most photogenic little black Labrador ever. His name is Hank. He's chilling in the long grass right now, keeping cool. Isn't that right, Hank? Hey, buddy, you want a treat? He's a good boy. Currently, we are posted up and just outside the Grand Teton National Park. We're in Shadow Mountain camping area. So we've got, a few different neighbors, but this is our spot. We held the spot with the tent so that way we could go and poke around and see if we could find a better one. But honestly, we have a perfect view of the Grand Teton, so it works out great. Couple chairs, firewood, brand new table we're testing out. Stump for playing stump. Something to hold the water with. Today's beverage in honor of the national park is going to be National Park Series Old Faithful Ale. It's pretty good. It's a pale golden ale by Grand Teton Brewing. So I figured I'd catch up with you guys on this kind of crazy camping trip and then some plans for the future, because I did a thing. I flew out to Seattle, Washington, met up with Morgan, and we were out on the coast in I think it was Bow, Washington. Spent a few days there in an Airbnb, and then we hit the road in this rig and hit up the North Cascades National Park, right? North Cascades National Park. She's a little camera shy. We'll work on that. No, actually we just drove through there. It was starting to get pretty smoky, and we were gonna try and make it into Idaho, but ended up finding this really, really nice little campsite. Not primitive, it was a paid campground, but it was pretty nice. So we pulled off there for the evening, and then we made it into Idaho the next day. Had a heck of a time trying to find a campsite. It was so buggy. We ended up we found one, we found two. Both were kind of less than ideal, and we ended up hightailing it out of there. Probably 9:30 at night, we decided to just leave and head towards Montana, which was about a 2-hour drive. Did the old Cracker Barrel parking lot camp out, which was pretty nice. Just at the end of that drive, wanted to be done with it, so didn't feel like going out to the woods to try and find something. But while we were in Montana, we found ourselves in just outside of Bozeman, and come to find out, there's a company that you guys have probably heard of that makes camper shells for trucks, and may have stopped in there, and I might have made a purchase. So without beating around the bush any further, we stopped at Go Fast Campers in Montana and went to check out the showroom, get hands-on with one of their, their camper version. So they have the shell, the camper, and then they have the rooftop tent, and ended up pulling the trigger on a camper. So it's going to be here in November, maybe early December, so quite a bit of a lead time on that. But I wanted to let you guys know there's some big changes coming in my first gen Tacoma. And I think if you guys have been watching the channel for a while, you know how, not frustrated, but just not totally content with my camper shell. I think I've done the most I can with it to try and have myself really enjoy it. I had it painted, paint matched, tinted the windows, carpeted the inside, did the whole 9 yards, and I just still, every time I see it, I'm like, it just screams old man to me. So, I thought about building my own kind of Go Fast camper replica, but without knowing how to weld and honestly getting all the aluminum, everything was just going to be so expensive, and I feel like it was more of a cost opportunity or opportunity cost. It was just going to take me so long to try and figure it out, and then probably end up with a lesser version than the actual GFC. So they hooked it up with an industry discount. I'm going to be making obviously tons of content with it. Had to do it. So I'm going to save the colorway and all that stuff for later on, keep it a bit of a surprise, but figured I'd update you guys on that. And after that, we've been down here in Wyoming just camping out in a couple different spots. We've really been enjoying this one because we just have an undisturbed view of the Grand Teton. So very nice. You guys have been watching the channel since the Wolfsguard days. I don't know if it actually ever made the my channel, but we used to play this game called Stump up in Vermont, and obviously it's a stump, and you have nails sticking in it, just enough to keep them standing, but each person has their own nail. Sometimes you put one in the middle as the social nail, and yes, this is a drinking game. With beer in hand, hammer in the other, you flip, catch, and with one swoop, you try and smash down everybody else's nail and be the last nail standing. You can do trick shots behind the back, it gets you 2, or underneath the legs, 2 smacks. But if you just flip it normal, you get to smack it once. So there's your new favorite game. Let's rock, paper, scissors for first. Rock, paper, scissors, break. All right. Sweet.
Prepare to lose.
Okay, first hit, nice whack.
So something Connor failed to mention is the reason my truck looks the way it does, because I bought a Tacoma back in November and decided I was going to go cross country because I work remote. So I went to YouTube and I looked for a Tacoma. All right, hold on, I have to.
Shoot.
Goodbye.
I think I'm in.
All right.
One more hit.
One more. Anyways, that's how it's done. I found his channel and I messaged him on Instagram and I said, hey, I just bought a new truck. Oh, no.
That's a drink.
That's a drink.
That's a drink.
Can I copy your build? And he said, yeah, of course. That's why I have videos on YouTube.
Oh, it's tied up, boys and girls.
Do you even know which one's mine right now?
Yeah,
That
this one. And then near this
That
one.
one. Okay. So, yeah, a few months later, he flew out to Colorado and stayed in it with me. So,
Yep.
it's been, oh, shoot.
Yeah, so now we've been to like how many national parks in the last?
Probably 5.
Oof, that's center home. I think you won that one. Well, that one's pretty.
I don't want to win by guilt.
All right.
I want to win like a man.
Do it! Just do it!
So yeah, we've been to quite a number of national parks. We went to, we've been to Colorado, Washington State, Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, and then I fly out of Colorado in a few days, so doing like a whole grand tour. But the plan is after my lease ends in Tennessee, I think we're going to hit the road, kind of like full time. Actually, very much full time. And we're going to take both trucks. That way we have like the camper, and then we also have like the grocery getter.
Because what we found this trip was luckily I had the tent because I've had people come visit where I don't want them sleeping in the bed of the truck with me and the beautiful Labrador over there.
Hankerson.
Yeah, it's been nice having something else, but for us to like go to town and get groceries or something and have to worry about,
That was bad.
losing a spot every time. Because a lot of this one you can only stay 5 days, probably because it's right next to a national park.
Yeah.
But a lot of them it's 14, so it'd be nice if we could plant somewhere, have it set up, because even this, we've gone to town a couple times, and you have to put everything away.
Yeah, that is kind of the pain. Because like you got the fridge, the power bank, the solar, which on her rig is not mounted as permanently as mine is. So, I mean, it's kind of nice because then we can orientate it towards the sun and all that, but it also means that if we want to run into town, we have to like put it in the tent or pack it all back up into the truck. So having 2 vehicles would be very nice. Doink. Ooh. This thing's pretty capable though. I mean, I love the first gen Tacoma. Still very much an old Toyota fan. But we went wheeling in this yesterday, or off-roading wildly, and it was a lot of fun. Truck handles pretty well. Oh.
We did a little bit more significant of a wheeling in Colorado.
Oh yeah, I'll try and throw some clips of that if we have them.
That was actually more of a get out and spot and crawl, and
Yeah.
this one was just kind of ruddy roads, really. But
Doink. Oh boy, I hear thunder.
I'm just gonna go for one and just sink you right now.
Brick. I keep getting really nervous about hitting my nail or my knuckles on that.
I think this isn't the way we normally do this.
No.
Also,
Oh.
I think
Sunk.
that's it.
Yep.
She's gone. This was my idea, by the way. We were
Stump.
at our first campsite outside of the North Cascades, and I said, hey, do you want to play Stump? And he's like, do you have a hammer and nails in your truck? And I said, do you know me? Obviously not well enough, because I have a whole toolkit in there, and I did not have those. We had to go buy more, but here we are, and I'm losing again.
Yep. Yeah, I'm kicking your ass. That's okay. Saw her, I was like taking a little nap, and I woke up and she's out there just like practicing her behind the backs.
I'm tired of losing.
It's a fun game. Hey, you've won. Honestly, though, if we kept track, you probably...
50-50.
Yeah, 50-50. If not, you actually may have me. Because that first night we went camping, you smoked
I
me every
destroyed
time.
you at every game we played
Yeah.
that night.
It's
Yeah.
not on my level.
Yeah.
Morgan may or may not have just destroyed the drone on a beautiful flight this morning. Oh, the smoke is in my eyes. But our plan is to enjoy the rest of the sunrise, probably make some breakfast, and then we're gonna head to a spot that actually one of the Go Fast Camper guys tipped us off to. Finn, if you watch this video, shout out you. So we're gonna head down there. Oh my gosh, the smoke. I can't handle it. So we're gonna head down there, do some fly fishing, hopefully find a new camp spot, and if we're lucky, do a little catch and cook. I know you guys have been asking for that, so hopefully we'll get our hands on some trout, fillet it up. Do you have a fillet knife? No. We'll figure it out on the fly. We'll figure it out on the fly. This morning for breakfast we have eggs, avocado, sausage patty, sourdough. How did you sleep last night?
I slept terrible because night before we let Hank sleep in the bed with us. Normally he sleeps in the back seat, and he slept on my side. And I'm like, I'm not doing this again. It got really close to bedtime last night, and Connor was like, he should probably sleep in bed with us again. And by with us, I mean with you. So that's exactly what happened, and I didn't get any sleep. I was sandwiched in between him and the blankets. So I woke up at one point trying to move, and then almost had an anxiety attack because I couldn't move. Like my legs were pinned 3 different ways. So yeah, slept great. Thanks for asking. Not doing that again tonight.
I also slept great. It got probably down to like high 30s, low 40s for sure. And my back, like these two were just hogging the blankets the whole time, so I couldn't quite get my entire back covered.
So it was not me. He was laying on them all and wouldn't move.
And every time the wind would pick up, it would just kind of blow through the window onto my back. And like the rest of my body was like 98 degrees, and then my back was like 37.
So needless to say, the fire first thing this morning was a must.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just went and scavenged the other campsites that people left firewood. Found a couple pieces. It's definitely a little bit cramped with the shorter camper shell. Like, I don't mean to knock it, but
no, I wish I would have gotten the taller one. Just because, like, even trying to sit up to get out of bed, you have to, like,
shimmy.
Kind of do this. Getting dressed back there, forget about it unless you're laying down, and that's still just really not a pleasant experience.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, aesthetically pleasing from the outside, I guess, but I would take the function over a bump in the back over the appearance right now.
So definitely excited for the Go Fast camper because one, I love the fact that all the panels open. Hold on, there's planes flying over. So it'll just be really nice that all the panels open. So for a small truck bed like the first gen Tacoma, it's nice to be able to get those side panels open so you can have access to the whole thing without having to jump into the truck. 2, I'm very much excited for having the rooftop tent because even if you're not sleeping in the tent, you could still have it popped and be able to fully stand up inside the truck, which would be great. So doing things like working on a laptop, just have a little table. You could basically have a standing desk. We could be like back to back, both with awesome views out the window, standing up doing our work.
It's going to be light years better than this setup. We've just been working outside, which has been fine. The weather's been really nice. Not too overly hot.
It's been the nicest here, I think.
Yeah, for sure. He rigged up a tarp awning the other day, and that was really nice. And then he sweetly realized that it was marking up the roof of the truck, so he took it down. I said leave it, but so we took it down.
It served its purpose for all of 6 hours. Mm-hmm. But honestly, great spot. We were both saying like best camp spot we'd probably ever had. Just because we have an unrestricted view of the Grand Tetons. We've gotten solar the whole time. We've been like, we haven't drained the battery once, and the fridge has been on it nonstop, charging camera gear, phones, the drone before it, RIP. Yeah, poor little Al for the homies. So it's just been a great spot.
Yeah, hopefully the next one will be good too.
Mm-hmm.
kid made it sound like it was a really great spot down there. A little worried about bugs.
Me too.
It was the first night that we camped in this area. We were down the road a few miles, just on other forest land. The mosquitoes are pretty bad there. We had a fire and it did kind of chase them away, and then it gets cold enough at night. Mm-hmm. Even down there, it should still be fine then, probably.
We're gonna run into Jackson, which, oh my gosh, what a mess of a town. Guess how much laundry was, guys? For the smallest load of laundry. Not $4, not $5, not $4.50, not $5.50, but $6 freaking dollars just for the wash. Not to mention, driving anywhere in that town,
just a
stressful as heck. Mm-hmm. So, I don't see the appeal, but it is the closest place for us to go to get firewood and groceries. So we're going to do that before we head to the next spot. Oh, look, another plane. That'll be a cut.
Every day I walk the floor and think of you, and every night I pray the Lord will see me through. Every time I think I find a love that's true, I fall right back to walk the floor and think of you. Once there was a time when I had everything, and once around my finger was
Yeah, maybe try and put your tire up on these rocks or something
but
there.
like a fool I threw away the love we knew, and now alone I walk the floor and think of you. Walk the floor and think about the home we shared, the lonesome halls and empty
now
walls
spin
are
it, yeah.
all that's there. So for now your memory will have to do.
Back just a little bit.
Each day and night
And then spin your
I walk
tires.
the floor
Stop.
and think of you.
We just left camp. We're headed into Jackson to grab probably water. We're gonna see if we could maybe shower, possibly grab a few more groceries because we're running a little bit low and don't want to necessarily have to rely on catching fish later to feed ourselves. And then we may also get, what do we need? Firewood, fishing licenses. So, see you in Jackson.
Walk the floor and think about the home we shared, the lonesome halls and empty walls are all that's there. So for now your memory will have to do. Each day and night I walk the floor and think of
So Morgan and I just finished up some work, and just a little Nomad Pro Tip for you, or at least in my travels, I've always found reliable Wi-Fi that is actually pretty fast on the down and the upload speed. Freaking McDonald's. Find those golden arches because they've got golden Wi-Fi. So now we're actually gonna go find our camp spot for the night and hopefully do some fishing, catch and cook, fire making, maybe some more truck reviews. Stay tuned. We just found this amazing spot. Like, look at the view up here. These rocks, we're literally right on the river. Truck is in a nice level spot. We've got tons of firewood over here, but the thing we also have is a little tiny 6-inch sign that says no camping. So unfortunate. Like, this is literally perfect. This is where we could have easily done our catch and cook. So we're gonna keep traveling up this highway. I think it's Highway 191 in Wyoming, and there's supposedly a campground that we can maybe go check out. And I guess it's on the river. We'll have to see. I was really hoping to find something more primitive and less paid for, but that's the way she goes sometimes.
That's the way she goes? That's right. That's the way she goes.
But we were driving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I gotta pull over here. Like, I could see it from the road. Couldn't see the little no camping sign until we got down here, but what an epic spot regardless. I guess worst case scenario, we can come back, fish here, and then just go find somewhere to sleep for the night, but so close. So we're just about to head back onto the highway, and I look right across the road. I see an unmarked gravel trail. I think we should go check it out. How's she going, eh? Okay. Have a nice day then. So we came maybe a half a mile to a mile on this trail, and it gets real narrow. It's definitely not a often driven road, especially for vehicles this size. So I think we're gonna turn back around and then try and hit up that campground, maybe see what else is on the way. But we were really hoping for a spot that had fishing down on the river, and I feel like this is gonna be like quite buggy and also like bear territory 100%. So we're gonna head back down, although it is fun. I always recommend to take the road less traveled, and this is definitely less traveled, but it's also a lot of fun just getting to go explore, see what's out there. So we were just discussing at our new campsite whether or not we should bring a tent when we hit the road on a more full-time basis. Because it's honestly been pretty nice for like snagging a spot, putting down the tent, and then you can kind of wander around and make sure there's not a better spot. So, beer review today. Shout out to Toyota Wool Runners. We've got, actually you tell about it.
All right, we've got Henry's Fork, a hazy IPA by the Grand Teton Brewing Company. There's really beautiful fish on it. I was hoping it would help me catch a fish.
We did not catch a fish.
I almost lost the pole, but I did not catch a fish.
Hey, come here. Come hang out. So, unfortunately, I haven't quite manifested the catch and cook yet. And we'll be back in Tennessee pretty soon. And honestly, the rivers there, I just don't, like, they have signs that say don't eat more than 2 fish out of the Tennessee River per year. I want to say because of the mercury levels.
So I probably don't want to eat one.
Yeah, I don't want to eat any fish out of there. So that's kind of where I'm at with the whole catch and cook thing. Hank? Cheers.
Cheers.
Subtly citrusy.
Yeah. I was going to say the same thing.
How's the nose?
It smells like a beer.
Smells orangey.
Yeah, it definitely smells more citrusy than last night's. I felt like the Old Faithful was just more of a beer and not a with hints of.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, this has got hints of oranges. So, really excited about the Go Fast camper, if you can't tell, because I keep bringing it up. But if you guys have been watching the channel for a while and watching kind of my truck camper build throughout, honestly, the years at this point, I think you would kind of understand my frustration with it. I know a lot of people say they love my camper shell. To me, it screams old man. Like, I like Morgan's camper shell a lot more from the outside because it's a slick top, whatever, it's cab height. Whereas mine is...
Just looks seamless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It almost makes it look like an SUV and not so much like the Hunchback of Notre Dame. So it's, you know, I think I've given all I can with my camper shell, and I'm really excited for the GFC.
We did see the color combo that we ordered today too.
Oh,
and it was beautiful.
On a white Toyota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I'll tell you one thing, we didn't go with black. It's very nice. I can't wait.
It's exciting.
Yeah. That, along with a new wheel color on my truck, I think just the whole shebang is going to be quite pleasant to look at. So look forward to that. And then also, we're going to, like I said, be traveling in these trucks full time. Mine's going to be more of like the sleeping camper setup, and hers is going to be more of like, not to call it the grocery getter, but kind of like the storage.
Support vehicle.
We should put stickers on it. Yeah. The support vehicle.
The emotional support vehicle.
Yes. Because you never, I mean, my truck's old, so it might break down, but probably not.
But even just to have, like, right now we have all of our clothes in bags, and it's just a constant shuffle in and out. And to be able to have, like, each of us have a shallow bin, but a bin, you know, that can go in the bed of mine. And I'll still probably keep half of my setup in there. I'll take out the counter side and the spare bed, but leave the one bench as is with like the pull-out drawer, just because the storage tucked away is really nice.
Yeah, not having everything flying around in the back.
Yeah.
So look forward to version 2. I had talked about it. It's finally coming to fruition. Definitely going to be going a little bit more modern, I think, with the interior build. So I want to do like extruded aluminum, and then also maybe aluminum composite panels to just keep everything really lightweight. The GFC should be, I want to say, about the same weight as my fiberglass shell. We'll see. Finn, the gentleman who was helping us over at Go Fast Campers, was telling me it's probably about 260 pounds. So I would say that's pretty comparable to my current camper shell. Possibly a little bit heavier, but I do have the Chevy 63 Leafs, which I can add a leaf back in. It should be fine. So look forward to that. If you guys have any recommendations on how you would set up the interior on a first-gen Tacoma with the Go Fast camper, let me know down in the comments. And of course, I'll try and put a link to my Instagram. If you guys have photos you want to send me of your builds and all that good stuff, we'd love to see it.
Also campsites.
Campsites. Yeah, we're going to be headed from Tennessee, probably to Colorado. Might hang out in Colorado for a bit.
Yeah, I think like Colorado, Utah, and then we really liked Montana and Wyoming. So I feel like those are going to be kind of the primary 4.
Wyoming is really cool.
Yeah.
Like, I was not anticipating enjoying Wyoming as much as I am, but this is cool. It's just like rugged.
It's really quiet too.
It's quiet.
I mean, Jackson is a nightmare. But aside from Jackson, I mean, there's only like 500,000 people this entire state or something crazy. So
it's pretty cool.
It's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Look forward to more camping videos. We're going to be doing a lot of it. And I think we'll see you in the next one. Like I said, put a comment down below if you got build recommendations, spot recommendations, or anything you want to chat about. Cheers, friends. Thank you so much for watching. Keep elevating. And I love you. Adios. Cut to the sick drone footage. Zoom.